Hello. Welcome to today's yin practice. I'm so happy that you're here. And before we begin, I just want to get started with a couple of the blocks and props that we're going to be using. So a couple of blocks, excuse me. And I recommend having a blanket and an eye pillow. So it doesn't necessarily be an eye pillow, it could be a towel, anything like that. But for when we're on our back at the very end, it would be really nice to have something. It just helps kind of calm things down, and it actually sends a little message to your nervous system that it is time to slow down. So we are going to get started today in a seated position. So I recommend grabbing your block or your blanket and sitting up on top of that. So taking a moment here, we'll roll through the shoulders a couple of times and maybe roll out the neck a little bit, whatever you need to kind of work out the kinks of the day. And then sit up really nice and tall and have your arms nice and straight, enabling you to lift a little bit taller with a little more ease. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. Take a big deep sigh breath out. One more time, inhale through your nose. And exhale, big breath through your mouth. Start to focus just on your breath. Making this commitment to just focus on that for this next 45 minutes. As you feel your breath moving through your body, just consciously making an effort to just slow it down. Even just noticing how you feel after taking just a moment to breathe. To let go of everything going on around you and really, truly dive into what's going on within you. So whatever your motivation to press play today, I encourage you to take this well-deserved time. Not think about anything. Not try to be in any certain depth of the position. Just using your focus and awareness to anchor into the present breath that you're taking. And let it guide the depth of where you want to be. Just 3 more here. And then slowly take your time and just open up the eyes. We are going to get started with today's first pose, which is our butterfly. So you're going to take your time, come off of your blanket or prop or block, and then what you're going to do is take your time as you face the front edge of your mat. And before we even go there, take your feet wider than your mat if that feels comfortable for you. Press into your palms and just slowly let the knees dip over to the left side. Keep the chest tall and then slowly let the knees drop over to the right side. And let's just do that one more time. Breathing through it. And coming back to center and one more time to the right. Now slowly take your time, come back to the center and bring the soles of your feet together. Now, if you're really tight in your hamstrings, you're in for a treat. But I feel like we all are quite tight in our hamstrings. You could sit up on a blanket or a little cushion to give yourself a little bit of relief here. And then an option is to take the blocks outsides of the knees and just give them something to rest into. We're going to take our time, bring our hands on tops of the shins. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. And then just exhale, slowly start to let yourself fold forward and let the head get heavy. Now softening through your shoulders. Noticing, what or where you're clinging. So is it the shoulders? Is it your jaw? Make any little adjustments you need to so that for the next few minutes, you can rest in this position rather than have to work hard to be in it. Remembering that the less work you do in this practice, the better. There's nowhere you need to be. Remember, use that focus and concentration to just breathe where you are. And filling the back of your body with your breath. And as you exhale, just feel that wave of softness as you release the air and let it just translate into settling a little more into those hips and the backs of the legs. You can even envision this kind of energetic circle as you breathe in from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Feel that expansion. And as you exhale, feel the release from the tailbone to the toes. We are in that second half of the pose, so maybe you could inch your way a little deeper. Very possibly you're just perfect where you are. It's really important to recognize that constant urge to want to push and go deeper. Take that pressure off. And for 5 more breaths, just breathe easy. Let gravity do the work for you. once you've exhaled out all the air, let's slowly and gently just roll yourself up. Take a breath. And then let's go into our next posture. So you're going to take your time. If you are up on a cushion, you can feel free to stay there and bring your legs straight forward. So we're going to keep the hips square to the front edge of the mat. You're going to notice they want to open up a little bit, and you're just going to bend into your right knee. Sole of the foot's going to come to the inner thigh, and you're going to lift up nice and tall. Now take your left hand on a slight diagonal, and then you're going to walk your hands forward. You're going to start with your left toes active, but then once you kind of find the depth and you feel a little response with the breath, just start to let everything settle. Knowing that you can always use props here to kind of let the forehead rest in some way. If that's feeling a little too much in the neck, please support yourself so that you can relax. And you just do all your best to focus on releasing tension and tightness into the back of that left leg. Perhaps inching your way a little bit deeper. Just allowing yourself just 3 more breaths. And once you have exhaled out all the air, slowly and gently just roll yourself all the way up. And then take your time. We'll slowly extend the right leg straight forward. And then for a moment, just let yourself fold forward. Nothing intense, just let yourself relax and just kind of noticing and having that little inquiry of how the left side feels compared to the right. Sometimes we don't realize how tight we are until we, really build a sense of comparison. And then slowly take your time, roll yourself up, and then we'll balance that out. So let's bend the left knee now. And then from the left foot to the inner thigh, we'll inhale, lift up your right toes active. Right arm will go out on a slight diagonal, and then we're just gonna slowly inch our way into that. And again, support your head if you need. Let the head be heavy, let the shoulders be soft. All of that focus and attention into the back of the right leg. Breathing wherever it is you need, wherever you have the most resistance. Focus your attention there, and the breath will follow. Maybe inching your way a little deeper. Let your breath determine whether or not you should. If you're feeling tension and tightness and you have to work to breathe calmly, just stay where you are. It's perfect. Allow yourself just 2 more breaths here. And inhale slowly, taking your time to come all the way up. And then we'll go ahead and extend that left leg back out in front. From here, take a nice big breath in. And once again, let's just fold forward, letting the head be heavy, allowing your shoulders to soften. Just breathing here. Three more breaths. on your next inhale, just slowly rolling yourself all the way up. And then taking your time, we're going to come into a tabletop position. Now, you can take the blocks to the back of your mat, unless that's the only prop you have. Keep one of them up to the top of the mat. But if you have a cushion or a blanket, let's bring that to the top of the mat. And then what you're going to do from this position is take your time as you find that tabletop, and then we're just going to move around. As you move the hips around, just kind of notice what feels good, what feels sticky here. Start to move the other direction. And then we're going to take our time, and what you're going to do is you're going to walk your hands a little bit further forward, and then you're going to take your left knee, bring it forward almost as if you were going into pigeon, but then you're going to extend your left leg out to the side. Let the hip come down to the ground, and then relax your back leg. You're going to slowly come onto your forearms, and then we're just going to let the heart come forward, and then you're going to rest here. Using the elbows as your support to lengthen the heart gently forward. Feeling a nice gentle stretch through the left side of your leg and your hip. Also a nice little release into the low back. Again, you have the option to use a block or stack your fists to let your forehead rest. Just breathe here. Continuing to use that focus and concentration to create that expansive quality with your breath. Notice anything clenching or holding on. And just let yourself take another breath here. And then we'll inhale slowly, rise up. Take your time. And then once you come up, so you'll bring your right knee down, slide that left leg through, and then you're going to bring the left leg out to the side. You're going to come laying onto your belly. Now here's where you may choose to use your cushion. If you want a little bit more, you can take the cushion underneath your left knee, or even if you just have a hard surface that your left knee is resting onto, that can be helpful. And then from here, just get yourself really nice and comfortable. Right ear rests. And then you just breathe here. Once again, just noticing what can sometimes feel a little foreign. We're so used to having to always work against gravity. Here we get to let it do the work for us. Even just this action of laying onto our belly, I find to be so therapeutic. Give yourself just 2 more breaths here. And then slowly and gently take your time as you slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. You can bring your head to center. And then from here, just slide the hands underneath the forehead. And let's just take a breath. Once again, taking just a moment to notice and recognize the difference between the left and right side of your body. Excuse me. Take one more here. And then slowly take your time. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. Take your time, and what you're going to do now is go ahead and take your right knee over to your right wrist, and then we're going to extend that right leg out to the side. And then from that position, once your hip is settled, you'll have to excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. Elbows are going to come down, and then from that position, you're going to square your body off. And then from there, again, I invite you to stack your fists or your wrists, whatever you can do to let your forehead rest. And then we just breathe here for a moment. Again, really getting curious as to where you feel the resistance in this. Is it more into your IT band running down the side of your right leg? Or is it more into the twist in your back? Breathe where you need. Remember, wherever your focus goes, your energy will follow. Just allowing yourself 3 more breaths here. Now, once you've exhaled out all the air, you're going to take your time. You're going to slowly slide that right leg through. And then from here, come resting onto your belly. And then you're going to slowly take your time. So you slide that right knee out. Again, you're welcome to take a cushion underneath that right knee. And then you can have your left ear down. I'm going to keep my right ear down so that you can hear me better. Allow every part of you to just now melt into the floor. And then just let gravity do all of the work for you again. Let yourself be held and just supported in this process of letting go. Can you connect with how good it feels to just do that? Just allow yourself 3 more breaths. Once you've exhaled out all the air, just take your time. And then we'll slowly slide that right leg back. And once again, I invite you to take your hands, stack your fists, or palms, I should say, and let your forehead rest. And just feel that symmetry between the left and the right. And then on your next inhale, let's slowly take your time, and then from here, you're going to bring yourself onto your forearms. So your palms are going to press, and we're just going to draw the shoulders down away from your ears. And then you're going to just slowly take a second to really push into your elbows, lift the center of the chest, and just let your head be heavy. noticing any resistance now that we have to work a little to defy gravity again. Can you soften and do your best to release the effort involved in that process? So although it's work, we can be relaxed. You can take your time and press into your palms and come a little bit deeper into that stretch. Feel the shoulders down your back. If you feel comfortable, just close your eyes. And from here, we won't be long. We're just going to take 5 more deep, full breaths in there. 2 more. And then you can slowly take your time. 1 more time. Stack your palms and let your forehead rest. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and take your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up. And from this position, we're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. So bringing the big toes together, knees nice and wide. And then just inch your arms forward. I encourage you to rock a little bit side to side. And then allow your forehead to rest right down onto the mat, and then rock your forehead a little bit side to side. And then just rest in the center. And as you feel that slight pressure into the forehead, into your third eye, just notice how this feels in this position. Notice the breath as it moves through your body. It enables you to just relax a little more as your body melts into the earth. Again, coming into this place where you are held and you are supported. Allow yourself just 5 more breaths.
And once you've exhaled out all the air, slowly and gently take your time. Come all the way up. And then let's go ahead, swing the legs around. And then from this position, you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm fighting a little bit of a cold here. And something just kind of opened up and popped open, if you haven't noticed already here. Kind of what happens in our yoga practice sometimes. It unlocks things we're holding on to. Now we're gonna get prepared to rest. So if you have a bolster, that's even better. Grab your bolster, but if not, grab your blocks. And then what you're gonna do is just kind of take the blocks just behind into the backs of the legs. And then from here, you're gonna have your blanket and ideally your eye pillow close by. And then you're gonna take your time, hands come by your side. And then you're just gonna let the legs rest underneath and then let your whole body just come down onto the mat. Now take your blanket. Now you might want to unfold it and actually rest it on your whole body and cover yourself up, or you just might want the weight of that blanket on your belly if you're feeling warm and comfortable in terms of your temperature. And then eye pillow over the eyes. Inch your shoulders back and palms flip up to the sky. Allow for even a little bit of extra length into the back of your neck. And for just a couple of minutes, you're going to allow every part of you to just melt into this space. And for a moment, there's absolutely nothing for you to do. Just breathe into this place of rest and healing. Just allow yourself. Just pay attention to how you feel after a couple minutes of nothing. Crave a little more of this well-deserved experience. By all means, stay as long as you can. Otherwise, you can just start to very gently wiggle through your fingers fingers in your toes. And then we're going to slowly take your time and move the blanket or eye pillow, whatever you're using. Get the props away from underneath your legs, and let's go ahead, bring the legs together, arms reach up and back, and just take a nice long, deep, full stretch. And hug your knees into the chest. And just really gently take your time as you plant your feet flat. Roll over onto your left side. Take a breath. And then slowly take your time and push yourself up. And then we'll come into a seated position and close down our class. Closing the eyes, taking your hands to your heart. And one more time, just tapping into how you feel. After taking this time to rest, can you allow yourself the space to continue to do so? You make it so that there's really nothing you need to do, but give yourself some time to rest and relax. Thank yourself for taking this time. And take one more breath to breathe in this experience. Namaste. Joining me. Thank you for putting up with me a little difference. Yeah, these things happen sometimes, right? So there's these little releases that come through our practice. And it just kind of goes to show you that I'm right here in this with you, practicing with you, and I get to experience all of the things that come along with it too. So I hope you feel great. And more importantly, I hope you sleep better, and I hope that I get to see you again real soon. Take the best care.